So, the question for today is that what is the purpose of my existence? Somebody asks, what is the purpose of their existence? Let's look at this. Let me draw a person, right? And you can imagine this to be you, right? So, in the last video, we saw we are consciousness, right? There is the body that we can obviously see, right, as ourselves, but we know within it is the mind. Within it or outside of it, we don't know for sure, but there is the mind, right? The mind gives all the orders to the body, right? And the body just follows those orders. It's like a robot that follows all the orders that the mind gives it. But who is the mind giving orders for? Who is the mind working for? And that is consciousness, right? I stress these things in all of my videos that your true self is just consciousness. And we all know that what is consciousness trying to do? It's trying to express itself as everyone in order to experience itself as everything. That is what consciousness is trying to do. And in that effort, it gives rise to the mind, which then experiences everything through a mechanism called the body, right? The body and mind are just instruments of consciousness, which are helping it to experience everything else. Apparently everything else, but truly there is nothing other than consciousness. So here the person asks, what is the purpose of their existence? Why do they exist in the first place? So we have to highlight the word, what is the purpose of my existence? My has to be highlighted here. And we're talking about your identity, right? What do you identify as? What do you identify yourself as? What is this my in this question, right? My existence. When you say my existence, what is the my in it? What do you identify as? If you identify as the body, then the body's purpose is just to fulfill all the orders given by the mind, right? In order to be an efficient body, you have to just be able to do everything that the mind tells you to do. You have to be an obedient servant, right? But we know this, we're more than the body, definitely more than the body. At the core of the body is the mind, right? The owner of the body is the mind. And the mind, if you identify yourself as the mind, what is the purpose of mind? The purpose of mind is to serve consciousness, to help consciousness experience everything other than itself. So the purpose of the mind is to help gain experiences, store it, build on top of it, process it, all for consciousness, right? So if you think of yourself as the mind, your purpose is to just gain experiences, to fulfill yourself, to fulfill whatever unfulfillment that you have left. And if you identify as the consciousness, what is your purpose? You don't have to think about a purpose when you are consciousness, right? The consciousness doesn't think. The thinking is done by the mind. So all consciousness can do is to try and experience anything other than itself, but nothing other than itself ever exists. So yeah, consciousness is already doing its job. In fact, it is not doing any job at all, right? All the job is done by the mind or matter. When the matter is being experienced or the mind is experiencing, right? It's storing experiences. So when you ask what is the purpose of your existence, when you say existence, please understand that consciousness is all that exists. Everything is just consciousness. And you don't have to think about a purpose for consciousness. It's already it's already fulfilled in every which way. It is just apparently trying to experience itself, but that all there's something real, there's something foundational below it. which is just pure consciousness, and it is fulfilled in every which way. So there is no purpose. There is no purpose. But most of us wouldn't have realized or come to this realization that their consciousness. Most of us would be stuck in the identification of themselves as the body or the mind or the body mind complex together. There, the purpose of the body is to obey the mind, and the purpose of the mind is to fulfill itself, right? Fulfill itself, to gain experiences, and every mind, every individual, apparently individual mind that you see around you is unfulfilled in different ways. So the purpose of life is to find fulfillment, right? And how does the mind, or how do you try to find fulfillment in this life? By gaining external experiences, by earning a lot of money, by buying houses, buying cars, getting into relationships with people. Everything that you think can apparently fulfill you. But the fulfillment, true fulfillment, never happens. People just keep going from desire onto more desires, but the desire never seems to end. Nobody is truly fulfilled. So the true fulfillment happens when you realize your consciousness, right? So, to answer your question in short, what is the purpose of your existence? The purpose of your existence, you exist because you are unfulfilled, apparently unfulfilled. So, you have to find your apparent fulfillment. And no matter how hard you try to fulfill yourself externally, the cycle never ends. To truly fulfill yourself, you will have to realize your true essential self, which is pure consciousness, completely fulfilled, satisfied in every which way, because all it can experience is itself as itself. So essentially, no experience is needed, and no life is needed as well, right? So if that makes sense to you, you already have your answer. But if you still want to know what is the purpose of your existence, it is to fulfill yourself. That is called dharma. Nobody will explain you dharma like this, but your only true dharma, the path that you walk on, is for your own fulfillment. Do what you can to fulfill yourself. That'll be it for today. Do contemplate on this.